Okay, I'm just out here going to try to explain the hands-on assignment for 2.13 in Chapter 2. And so it told us we're going to go ahead and open up Notepad++, and it said from 2.10 that you're going to open up that structure.html. So here's our structure.html, and we were going to make a copy of this and call it our index.html. So let's just go ahead and do that and get rid of this page. So we needed to go File, Save a Copy As, and it told us to save a copy in our 2.13, but it did tell us to make a folder, and I told you guys, hey, don't worry about those. Just make that folder 2.13 and drop it in here, and it wanted it to be named index. So I'm just going to rename this one. I'm going to call it index. We're going to leave it as HTML, and we're going to say save. So we can close structure now. We don't need it. And I'm going to go close that. And I'm going to say File, Open, and then let's look in our chapter files that we've been working on. And I'm going to look in 2.13, and that's where that index page is. So let's open it up and take a look at it. So it asked us to change on this index page the nav. And so on the nav, it wanted to make these links active. And so it shows you on page 54 what you need to type in for the nav to bold these and make these anchor tags and make them active links to home, services, and contacts. So your pages will all be talking to each other. Um, for time's sake, because you don't want to see me sit here and struggle and type all this out, I have this already worked up, and I'm just going to copy and paste this over here. So let me make a real quick copy of my nav, and I'm going to nav, I'm going to paste this in. So it's going to look like this when you get finished. Now, because we're making this our own, we don't want to just leave this little footer down here saying copyright 2016 and your name here. So I want to go ahead and maybe put in my first and last name and just update that copyright to a current year. So my home page is done. So this is an important concept to get down, because when you're working on your project, you're going to create an index page that's going to be pretty close to how you want your pages laid out, how you want everything to look. So I'm finished making that look exactly like I want it to look. I'm going to go ahead and save. And now it told me in my book that I'm going to make two more pages. One's going to be called Services, and the other one's going to be called Contact. So I'm going to go up here to File, and I'm going to say Save a Copy As. And the next one is going to be called Services. And make sure that you spell it exactly the way you called it here in your anchor tag, Services. And be careful, we do not use capital letters in any of our page names. So we keep these lowercase for what we see. Now, what the user sees at the end is capitalized, but for our pages, these are not capitalized. So make sure that it's saving it in the correct file folder, which is 2.13 Boatman for me. And I'm going to call it Services, and it is an HTML hypertext markup language link. You don't have to put the .html. Notepad++ will put that there for you, and I'm going to say save. Well, let's take a look, and let's go back to File, and let's open that Services page up now, because I think we're supposed to make some changes to it as well. So in the title, we were supposed to say dash and Services. That's what's going to be on the tab at the top of the page. And it also wanted us to change the H2 and take out these paragraphs. So I already have this one done. I'm just going to do a copy and paste on it as well, so you don't have to watch me struggle with the typing. And I'm just going to take all this paragraph marker out and fix it. So usually when you're working on projects like this, things like the title can change a tad bit. Your head, your body, your header, your nav, these are things that all stay the same. What changes on our page is usually right here in between the main, from main to main. Those are the things that we usually change. So we changed that. We created a DL. So I'm just going to save this page because I think according to the directions, it's all complete. And I'm going to go back to the index and I'm going to make one more copy. So I'm going to go File and I'm going to do Save a Copy As. And this time I'm going to call this one Contact. Whoops, see, I told you I can't type. Contact. So I'm going to make sure it's an HTML. I'm going to make sure it's in the right folder and I'm going to say save. Okay, so we're going to go File and we're going to open up that contact page because I think we're going to make some changes to it as well. So the instructions said to put a dash contact up here in our page title, and then it also said to change the main and that we were going to list an email and that we were going to list a phone number. So I'm going to not let you live through my typing here again. So I'm going to put in that new H2, and I'm going to put in that new email and phone number. So I did tell you always try to make these things personable. Make them you. You can take out this email if you want, and you can put in your email if you want. That's totally up to you. I think it's kind of fun to personalize everything, and everything now looks great. So I've got 3 pages. They're all should be linked together because I have a nav that links index services and contacts together. So I'm going to make sure all my pages are saved. That's grayed out up here for all 3 of these pages. I'm going to go back to my index page and let's say run, and let's launch this in Chrome. So I ran it in Chrome, and here's my page. So here's my home page. I know it's my home page because it says Trillium Media Design. And I'm going to look at my service page. So there's my service page. I know it's services because look in my tab, and then contact. Here's my contact. Here's the tab that says I'm on my contact sheet. Here's my AmarilloCollege.com email. Here's the footer. Everything looks great. Hey, after watching the video, if you still have any questions, let me know. This was kind of a quick, fast video to show you 2.13 without you having to live through my excruciating typing skills, but there it is in a nutshell. So let me know if you have some questions.